Hi, I'm Peyton, and for my second practical, I'm going to be doing the BEST Balance Test. That stands for Balance Error Scoring System. We talked about this in our week 3 material with muscular fitness and the idea of balance, and how balance is basically the ability to control our body without movement against gravity. So basically, this test is testing our equilibrium that's provided by our vestibular system. I have my patient here with me today. I'm going to be going over the protocol and proper test with him, and then after we do that, I'll show you what the test actually looks like. So there really is no strong beforehand protocol. Really all we're going to ask is that the client should take off their shoes. This test should be performed either barefoot or in socks, whatever the patient feels comfortable with. My patient is in shorts today, but if a patient comes in wearing pants, we will ask them to roll their pant legs up to about a little above their knee. That's only because we want to be able to see what's going on from the knee down. This test should also be performed on a flat floor surface, like what my patient will be doing. However, it can also be performed on a foam pad that we provide. So within this test, there are 3 different stances that my patient's going to be doing. The double leg, single leg, and tandem leg stance. Basically for this protocol, each stance will be performed 3 times. The client will have their hands on their hips, their eyes closed, and they'll be holding the stance for 20 seconds each. So like I said, this is an error scoring test, so there are error scores. This basically just includes opening eyes, lifting hands from the hips, touching down with non-stance foot, either step, hop, or other movement of the stance foot/feet, lifting their forefoot or heel, moving hip into more than 30 degrees of hip flexion or abduction, and then remaining out of position for more than 5 seconds. So basically, usually there's me who's conducting the test, there is my patient, and there would be a third person here who would be the timer/spotter. I do not have a third person available, so I will be timing the patient on my phone using my timer for 20 seconds. Usually for this test as well, you get a little scorecard where you can mark off each point that the patient gets wrong as an error. I do not have a scorecard, so I will be marking his errors in a notebook. And then after the test, I'll calculate all his points together, and that'll basically say what percentile he's in. Now we're going to go over the proper technique, as well as what people sometimes do that's considered improper technique. So first we're going to do the double leg stance. The double leg stance is obviously both feet are flat on the floor, and they should be together and touching. Sometimes when you tell a patient to stand with their feet together, they have a little awkward space in between. That is incorrect. Their knuckles of their feet should be completely touching, hands on hips, and you should be looking straight forward. For our single leg stance, you're going to want to stand on your non-dominant foot, and you're going to lift your dominant foot at about a 45-degree angle above the knee. Hands on hips, looking straight forward. This is proper technique. If you want to turn towards me for a minute. Sometimes what patients do is they'll lift their leg and they'll either bring it really, really, really high up. This is not correct. Or what they do is sometimes lower it just so it's barely above the ground. This is also incorrect. However, doctors do know that sometimes when doing these single leg stands, the foot that is at a 45-degree angle sometimes will lower. That's okay. The main problem is basically if you start the stance with a very low foot, that's when they're going to ask you to kind of like restart, regather yourself, and then go back into the position. Okay. Our last stance is the tandem stance. Basically, you're going to take your dominant foot, put it, you might have to scoot back a little bit. Your dominant foot's going to be put in front of your non-dominant foot, and your heel is going to be at your toe. Basically, if we were doing a heel-toe walk, there really isn't any incorrect way that this has been done when I've watched protocols and videos. Basically, sometimes it is easy to fall out of the stance, so they'll usually wait a little bit until they have a little bit of stability with their eyes open before they have them close and do the test. Okay, are you ready?
Good.
Okay, I'm going to go stand off camera so I can actually watch him and not block your view. And we're going to quickly go through the protocol test, and yeah, we'll just go from there. Okay. Are you ready? Alright, so you're going to start with the double leg stance. And hands on your hips. Go. Alright, you can open your eyes. I'll give you a minute. Alright. And go. Alright, open your eyes. Alright, last time for the double leg stance. Ready? And go. Alright, you can open your eyes, and now we're going to move to the single leg stance. Alright, are you ready? Go ahead, put both hands on your hips. And go. Alright, you can open your eyes. Alright, are you ready? And go. Alright, open your eyes. Alright, this is the last time for the single leg stance. Ready? And go. Alright. Alright, now we're just going to do the handle stance. One second. Okay. Good job. Hands on your hips. And go. Alright, you can open your eyes. Alright, ready? And go. Alright, go ahead and open. And now we're going to do the last of the tandem stance. Ready? And go. Alright, and you can open your eyes. Alright, and that is basically what the best test will look like. Again, I do not have a scoring card. Usually the scoring cards allow an easier way to mark each error point every time you see it, and then it'll have you mark what legs are dominant and what leg is not dominant. I don't know if you can see, probably not. I just used tally marks and I basically made my own chart. And after this, you would simply just add them up and then you would figure out what percentile your patient is in from there. All right, that's it. Thank you.